What is going on YouTube? My name is Lucas and today I'm going to bring you a stock that is based on video games and it's going to be Take-Two Interactive. I really think there is a ton of potential for this stock and I'm going to tell you why right after this. Before we start hitting the sticks and talking about video games, I ask that you guys smash that subscribe button, smash that like button, comment down below, and now it's time to dive into the video. I decided to bring you guys this video because I do personally feel that this is one sector that is really kind of just going under the radar. A lot of people are not talking too much about it. You know, you do see it pop up every once in a while in news feeds and things like that. But I think the video game sector is really just floating under the radar, but it's capitalizing. I mean, we have endured one of the worst pandemics, if not the worst pandemic in the history of the world. But what it's done is it's forced people to stay inside for a period of time. And, well, a lot of people have resorted to playing video games. And a lot of people are probably starting to get very good at video games. And so I decided to talk on a video about Take-Two Interactive. And some of the games that fall under Take-Two Interactive are the likes of, well, Grand Theft Auto, which is absolutely just a headliner, a monster for this company. Red Dead Redemption, NBA 2K, and WWE 2K. And those are just to name a few. Obviously, those video games right there alone draw in so much revenue, and a lot of people are getting into video gaming, specifically these. Grand Theft Auto has been on a tear, I mean, since it came out, and it came out for a long time ago. So when you're talking video games, I mean, this is just a phenomenal thing. In all honesty, I bet when people found out that they were going to be stuck inside due to the coronavirus, I bet a lot of gamers were extremely excited. I bet they really took advantage of the opportunity. And, you know, it's crazy to see what companies like Take-Two are actually doing due to the coronavirus. You know, I've done some videos where I've talked about the negative outlook and the negative aspects that have been, you know, cast upon because of the coronavirus. But there are some companies that have benefited from the coronavirus. You know, the likes of a Peloton and the likes of video games. There's obviously many more, you know, obviously e-commerce, tons. But, you know, it's absolutely amazing to see what the video game industry has been able to do. So I'm going to swing over here and give you some perspective. It says the stock has already gained more than 40% this year, easily eclipsing the 6% gains of the S&P 500, leaving some investors thinking the low-hanging fruit has already been picked. Even in the wake of the stock's recent impressive gains, however, the best may be yet to come for Take-Two, and I 100% agree. One thing that I find absolutely unique and very intriguing is the consistency at which Take-Two has been able to stay relevant. I mean, they have put out a game in Grand Theft Auto 5 that is well over a decade old, but they continue to update, continue to push out content, and it keeps the gamers have that interaction. It keeps their attention span involved, and they want more. And, you know, they haven't started talking, at least I haven't heard anything about it, Grand Theft Auto 6 yet. It'll be interesting to see because they're going to be releasing some new consoles at the end of the year, but you know, it's absolutely amazing that they can continue to provide the content that draws the gamers in with a game that, like I said, came out over a decade ago. You know, they keep pushing new video games out like NBA 2K. They're adding Kobe Bryant to the cover. You know, unfortunately, he passed away, but being able to add him to the video game cover and draw, you know, more people who are interested in the game, that's absolutely awesome, and it will draw some more people in just because of Kobe Bryant. There's a lot that Take-Two has been able to continuously, you know, grab their gamers and bring them back, and that's absolutely awesome. So I'm going to swing over here and provide you a little bit more information on the company and, you know, the stock. This is while Take-Two's history is an impressive one, it's the company's upcoming slate of releases that should have investors most excited. Earlier this year, Karl Slatoff, The Take-Two president said, "Looking ahead, our company has the strongest development pipeline in its history, with 93 full game releases over the coming 5 years, including 67 purchase games and 26 free-to-play titles." Sladoff also said investors should expect new releases from the company's biggest franchises. And so continuing on, it says, "There is little doubt that the company is working to develop Grand Theft Auto 6, especially with the debut of upgraded consoles coming later this year. The newest versions of Sony's PlayStation and Microsoft's Xbox are both expected to launch in the time for the upcoming holiday shopping season. With faster processors and improved graphic capabilities, Take-Two will want to take advantages of these cutting-edge capabilities." Major piece of news that this company has gotten into is that they've acquired a company. So I'm going to swing over here and give you that information. This is just this month, Take-Two acquired game developer Playdots for $192 million, making further inroads into the mobile gaming market and developing another avenue for future growth. I want you guys to keep that in mind because I'm kind of bottling all this together, and then I'm going to give you the big perspective, my thoughts on where this company is headed, projected, and things like that. This piece that I'm going to provide you guys is going to be quarterly earnings, and I think, with the coronavirus having impacted obviously the world, a lot of people, like I stated, have resorted to video games. So I think across the board in this industry, you're going to see a lot of good quarterly earnings. A lot of people are going out purchasing video games, purchasing consoles. That way they can play and stay inside like it's recommended. So it says in the fiscal first quarter into June 30th, Take-Two's net revenue grew 54%, resulting in a first quarter record. At the same time, Take-Two was able to leverage its higher demand by sending more money to the bottom line as earnings per share climbed 88%. The company also boosted operating cash flow by 310%. Net bookings, an operational metric that also includes payments for digital products and virtual items that the company hasn't yet earned, grew 136%. Recurrent consumer spending on items including virtual currency, add-on content, and in-game purchases increased 52% and now accounts for 58% of the total net revenue. I think that's extremely important. And so it says other important considerations to think about are, with the economic uncertainty that abounds, a quick look at Take-Two's balance sheet shows the company operating from a position of strength. With more than $2.28 billion in cash and short-term investments and no debt, this gives the company an additional financial flexibility to make future acquisitions while also providing Take-Two with resources weather the ongoing financial storms. Before we get into my favorite part of any video, and that's chart breaking down time, we need to go over the valuation. How do people value this company? And how do they value their company? So it says game publishers, particularly high flyers like Take-Two, aren't necessarily cheap, but taking in context of the stock's performance and the company's future potential, it seems much more reasonable Take-Two sports a price to earnings PE ratio of 44 with an only slightly more reasonable forward valuation of 36. To put that into context, the PE of the S&P 500 sits at about 29. And then continuing on, it says to put that into perspective, analysts are expecting sales to fall about 1% in the current quarter, with sales flat for the current fiscal year, and sales growth of about 13% next year. This illustrates the uncertainty caused by the pandemic is keeping a lid on expectations and potentially providing an opportunity for investors. And so now I'm going to give it to you guys. Pop the top, out comes the information. So I do disagree with that last part. I think we're going to see a huge growth. I think we're going to see a lot of, potential for Take-Two and the likes of an EA Sports and so many others, because obviously the coronavirus has had a huge impact. And obviously quarters are trailing. So as the year continues on, we're reporting the quarters previously. And so I think for the next 3 quarters, the gaming industry are going to have some absolute tremendous numbers. A lot of people, like they've even stated, when they resort to a video game, they're doing more than just purchasing the video game. There's in-game purchases. Just to use an example, if maybe I wanted to purchase a player on NBA 2K, I can go purchase that player. Or maybe I need to purchase a special attire. I want to get some shorts or some basketball shoes and apply that to my person. I can do that. There's just a lot of revenue that is generated from video games these days. And so I believe that companies like this are going to be having really, really good quarterly earnings. And also, they also said, there's going to be brand new consoles coming out at the end of the year. I think that that's going to have a massive impact on the likes of Take-Two. And the reason I say that is because now people are going to have to start purchasing the games because of the new consoles. Obviously they do play the older systems games, but a lot of people want to stay current. They're competing in the environment at which they, purchase. And what I mean by that is with the new consoles, they want to be involved with the new game. We have come to my favorite part of any video, and that is chart breaking down time. So let's game on over here and take a look at Take-Two. Friday, it opened at $156.81. It got as high as $156.81. As low as $151.63. Its volume was 1.177 million. Its current market cap is 17.55 billion. Its 52-week high is 180.61. 52-week low is $100 even. Its average volume is 1.469 million, and it closed Friday to end the week at $153.53. That was down 0.51%. And in the after hours, it stayed at that price, $153.53, to finish out the week. Now, this is a 1 month chart, and so as you can see, kind of what has occurred in this time span. Really, we took a huge hit right around the September 3rd, and it's continued to kind of go down. Now, my perspective on that is it's creating a absolute amazing price point for investors who are into, e-gaming, into sports, into this type of stock. And the reason I say that is because with the prices going down, like I've stated previously, there is a lot of new video games coming out. There's new consoles coming out, which are going to be able to generate a lot of revenue. Yes, a majority of the revenue is going to go towards the consoles and the systems and the companies that own those systems. But when it comes to the video games, all those individual companies that own those video games are going to get money off of those video games being purchased to play on those new consoles. So I think that there is going to be a lot of revenue driven from the new consoles, being sold right around the time of holiday season. So that's my take on that. I do think it's a great buying opportunity just for Take-Two. And so if you're interested in stocks like this, maybe swing over and take a look. I really do appreciate you guys swinging by and checking out this video, into the video game industry of Take-Two. And you guys know how I do it. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button. It helps out tremendously. And if you enjoy the content, because I'm going to keep the content flowing, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And as always, have a good day.